Well, seems like we're getting into this pretty nice. Backing sucks. Play front. Already off to a good start, aren't we? Hold up. I'll be right back. Just gonna take care of something real quick. So, since we're kind of getting ourselves situated in this special kind of roles, we have a checks guy here to give us the 411 on what the backing role is, as well as some insight. But most of the time, we're just going to be shooting the shit. Just kind of figuring things out and going along as we go. So I'm just going to hop in the chat real quick. Just going to take this going live thing down. And I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Yay. Yup.
No, I'm here. You're waiting on Blue.
Yep, I'm right here.
There's that guy.
Yeah, I'm
got the stream open so I can check the audio for you too.
yeah, that's a good thing because I'm not entirely sure if I got a nice balance or anything like that. So it's just gonna be a constant struggle every single time.
I see room sort is there. Hello.
Hey, Evan.
And CGGZ, you have reached the point of no return.
Welcome to the black hole abyss.
So, if I turn the volume up, you got a normal volume, but you're way louder compared to me and Densuo. So.
Okay, let me see if I can just mess around with the mixer a little bit. I could just mess around with my audio interface so I'm not too loud.
Yeah.
So how about now? Any better? Any better?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly fine.
Yeah, let me mute Discord to check the stream.
Okay. Yep, we are indeed lit. Sound like an old man whenever I say that, but hey, what can I say?
It's fine. All the fucking brats nowadays that want to talk shit anyway, they'll just get their shit mixed up anyway.
Yep, I sound like an old head already.
It's like, unless your name is Sonic Fox, I don't really give a fuck about the young bucks nowadays. Your ass is gonna be the ones getting mixed up anyway.
They say crank me up a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I crank you up to max to 200.
Okay.
So your voice is powerful now. And if anyone is in the chat, I would appreciate if you spread the word. Just share the stream, get things popping a little bit more. Just let everybody know that we're doing something.
Of which, let me do that too.
Because this is just a fun little thing that me and Densuo kind of came up with, and I feel like it's gonna go to even greater heights. So all that matters is just
slow and steady.
Yeah, that's the best way to go about it. Slow and steady wins the race.
Do you feel like the game is getting a lot more traction than Versus did just because of the free weekends thing?
Oh yeah.
I think it is, but also because of the other reason too. I think the free week. I think the set of free weekends is definitely helping, but I also feel that the fact that we the players have a more positive opinion of Maxi Boost because we've already seen what the game is in arcade. So everybody was basically hype about it because everybody and their mom liked Full Boost, from what I understand. You know, the only thing that people didn't like about Full Boost was the Maxi Boost suits being in the game.
Yeah.
Right. Or at least that's the only thing that I saw anybody really genuinely complain about. The Gundam Versus came out; it was flawed. But even with its flaws, I do think the game was at least enjoyable. It's just that the game had too many flaws, and then from what I understand, I think it was the Japanese that were more annoyed about it than we were, and then
Right.
whatever. But now I do think that Bamco is handling it better by giving everybody a chance to play the game. The
Hmm.
fact that we don't have to worry about bad DLC practices because everything is all basically coming in. With there's 3 suits that are being added later, and hopefully, and what I under and I'm assuming they're not going to really bust the meta up like Full Armor Unicorn and Banshee Norn, Sandrock, and Blitz did in Full Boost.
Right.
So I think everything's just there's a lot of goodwill with the beta. There is no need to worry about bad DLC because a lot of people just don't like the DLC models of nowadays.
Hmm.
And um, not only that, but the fact that since a lot of us already have a positive opinion about the game to begin with,
Yep.
you have a bunch of us basically going, "Hey guys, we're hyped for this game. Come play with us." And then people are gonna be like, no, seriously, there's a free beta. Please hop in." And oh, okay, sure, why not? And then hey, this game is pretty fucking cool. And yeah, I think it's definitely looking good, honestly.
Yep. And it kind of goes back to my one of my posts that I made about letting people try things instead of just trying to shill the game itself. Because when you take the try before you buy approach, you're more likely going to attract a bunch more people than, say, well, for example, with Gundam Versus, the only times they had like an open access was like a couple weeks before the game's release. So I'm pretty sure not that many people got the chance to try it outside of like the closed beta test that it had before. So I guess there were a large influx of people that did manage to try it out and give it a chance, only for it to kind of dwindle down. But with Max Busan, you have like ample time to mess around with the game. You have already the full roster available to you. The fact that they also included the first 2 DLC suits is probably the smartest thing they've ever done because it kind of takes out the guesswork of is this suit going to be good in this kind of balance or not.
Right.
So there's definitely some smart plays into getting people to try out the game in its entirety. Of course, it's that like I'm pretty sure Chex knows what I'm going to go to next. Release the game, you idiots.
I pray to the god of Kagoshima every day that everybody involved will be unhappy.
Oh man, just that one JP dude that's he already knows that the game is just already done. It's practically just the online that's available, but everything is done.
Well, I
So
mean, the game has been done for what 4 years now. It's just they had to do. There's the whole porting process. There's all the extra console content they need to add, like the single player stuff and menus and whatever. Uh, I don't know how that long it takes. I'm not a game developer,
mhm.
but even like almost immediately after they announced the port, something in like February, I think,
Yeah.
and they had the Famitsu spread, the Famitsu magazine spread. They said, the game's pretty much done. We just need a little more time,
Hmm.
and it felt like a long time, but here we are, 2 weeks away from release. We
Yep.
survived. We did it.
Objective survive, almost complete.
Mm-hmm. Release the game, idiots.
It feels done. So we're gonna
Soon, TM.
yeah. Also, what's good, Transamp? So we're gonna be going on our main topic of backing in EXVS. But why not just introduce yourself, Chex?
All right. I'm Chex Guy. I've been playing full. I started playing Full Boost in 2014, around the time the PS3 port came out. I don't think I really learned how to play the game until Versus came out, but I would uh played a little bit online. I think one of the best impressions I had of the game though was not too long after it came out. Well, around the end of 2014, when Guilty Gear Xrd Sign came out, I went to a local fighting game tournament for that. And after the tournament was done, a few people set up, the whole local setup, just 4 consoles, 4 monitors, and the internet connection that you needed. And I got to experience local Gundam Extreme Versus not too long after I started playing the game. really helped my impression of the game, I think.
Hmm.
So we were only really able to do that one time, I feel, until Versus came out, and we tried to do it a little more, and the 3-year gap was, eh. And then we started trying to do it again, around, just because we played Maxi Boost on at an anime convention. Blue Shift went to there.
Yep.
That
Anime
was
NYC.
Anime NYC 2019, the end of last year, and we started fiending for full boost again. We're like, oh man, we're never gonna be able to play Maxi Boost on ever again, except at events. So we'll just play some more full boost, and we got some more friends into it. We were starting some local sessions at this place called Waypoint in Manhattan.
Hmm.
I'm from New York City, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
East
And
Coast.
yeah,
East
and
Coast.
it's
East
like, oh
Coast.
man, if only we had Maxi Boost on. And then 2 months later, they're like, oh, by the way,
We got
PS4
that.
port.
Oh, happy days.
So, the reason I wanted to come on for this backing topic is I I do tend to play the back role with the suits I enjoy playing. When full boost, when I started playing full boost, I played a lot of F91. I wasn't very good at it, but that's not the point.
Yeah, it is.
So it was it was kind of the role I kind of threw myself into. I'm like, this is the role I have to play, and when you're kind of forcing yourself into that, you notice you're screwing up a little more often. It's like it makes it more noticeable to yourself. I mean, I was like, oh, I'm fucking up.
Alright.
Alrighty.
So you don't really front much then.
I play occasionally, but yeah, I do tend to play back more often.
And what are the suits that you kind of have as a go-to when it comes to backing?
Oh, in full boost, like I said, I mostly played F91, and it wasn't until a little later that I decided to try XS, which is another back suit, although this time it's a 3,000 cost instead of a 2,000 cost. With
Mhm.
Versus and Maxi Boost on, I play a lot of G Self. It's my probably favorite suit in the entire series, the game series.
Why? Why?
I just really like its tool set. It has a lot of things. It has some really good defensive options, and and I think it's capable of switching roles as well, which is another important thing that you need as a back player, is the ability to be more fluid. You're not always going to be behind your front. Sometimes your front will screw up too, because hopefully he's human.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Beep boop. Beep boop. I see what's going on. You're concerned that this guy's a snatcher. That's that what it is?
Hey, let's
I'm
not give
sorry.
Kojima any more
I'm
ideas.
I'm sorry. I'm just really don't mind me. I'm just slightly butthurt that we're never gonna get Snatcher 2.
Don't be so sure. I'm pretty sure Kojima can probably come up with some spiritual successor that's similar to Snatcher or Police Knots or anything like that. Anything that's a
Yeah.
return to form.
Nah, don't mind me. I'm just distracting now. Sorry.
Hmm.
But I kind of agree with Chex a little bit. I do tend to prefer playing back. And even then, I'm kind of noticing now too that even when I play Turn X, I really focus a lot on survival, and that's kind of bitten me in the ass a little bit. But now that we have more than one dedicated back suit, or excuse me, 3000 that can play back, like XS, and I believe Zabanya can do that as well.
Yep.
Um, I'm kind of looking forward to playing back also. Usually when I play back, I play Versargo Chest Break. I also like playing Hambrabi, and now that I really think about it, those are really the only. Well, I also do play Buster. Even if it is 1.5, I think it's perfectly fine as a back. It's a great backsuit. Actually, it's really fun. Um, yeah, those are the ones that come up to my head first. Buster, Umbrabi, and Versargo Chestberg. Those are definitely my backsuits. I like them mainly because the Buster has a lot of different, has a couple of movement options, and then he has pretty basic tools for certain situations. And then you add the little bit of the complicated factor with the B switching his subs, giving you different tools for different situations, which is just really awesome to me. Then you have Hambrabi, which one thing I really like about Hambrabi is its flight mode is one of the easiest in the game, in my opinion, because you don't like a lot of flight suits. You have to be looking at the opponent to hit them, and you can use his main shot while you're in flight mode for the most part, and he'll aim it properly. And then you of course have the sub which auto corrects and lets you both be elusive and land a hit that downs. Um, and then you have the quick the ability just to swap into flight mode quickly, which is really handy. And then when I move to Versargo Chest Break, it has that back turn main. It has a very easy to abuse assist, both for setups, and it's useful for setups. It's useful for cutting. It's useful. It's just insanely good. It also has that unannounced Garobi, which um, even though they did slow the startup just a tad, I believe in this game, it's still unannounced, and I believe it's a bit fast when you're grounded. Um, does insane damage. It's bendable. And then all of its tools are just basically very straightforward. You can't really go wrong with it. Only thing that sucks about it is I believe it doesn't have any fast falls, but I mean everything can be perfect.
Yeah.
I think the other suit that I'm kind of really interested in learning for backing, um, I'm not sure if Zaku Kai, Birdie's Zaku, I'm not sure if that's considered a back. Um, but I kind of want to get the hang of those grenades again, and I wouldn't mind giving it another shot with both Dynams and Chiridem. I just feel that I suck with them because I'm always way too far out, and I definitely want to get better with melee suits, particularly Dragon, and hopefully if I get my execution back, definitely Tallgeese 3, and I need to relearn. I desperately need to relearn Full Armor Gundam.
Hmm.
And Strychnor, definitely Strychnor. I love Strychnor.
Okay, and I guess on my occasion, I am pretty much an EXS main. That's pretty much common knowledge at this point. But as far as like other backsuits go, I've been lately using a lot more of Zabanya and just other. Also name like a few. I've been using plenty of Gunner Zaku, which is a suit that I never really thought I would be playing more of, mainly because of how it worked in full boost and how strong it was. So it kind of steered me away from committing to that suit. But after seeing how its toolkit's been reworked and how its game plan is still kind of the same, I decided to go with that a little bit more because I'm kind of looking for more lower cost back suits that might be able to help out in that situation. Zuda is another one that I use as well, but not as often. But it does have enough variability in order to help it be a bit more of an annoyance to draw attention away due to its cost and that the fact that it's sub, which is an anti-ship rifle, which has an interesting mechanic where you can kind of add a bit of a deviation to the shot itself manually, which has like a small blue reticle whenever you use it. Though you're better off just taking your shots in red lock instead. That's a bit more guaranteed. But he does have some fast falls in order to keep him active. And I guess another backsuit that I've been using them on a few occasions here and there, though it might be a work in progress, is it's gonna come to me soon. Wait. Now the name's probably gonna escape me. It's gonna come to me soon enough. But basically, its toolkit is also pretty nice too. And sometimes I use G Self as well, but I should be playing that a little bit more.
So, first thing I wanted to bring up was I think it's safe to say, or at least I don't know. I think the general consensus is there too, but I feel that playing back is a lot easier than playing front.
Hmm. I think that's very debatable because
Really?
I do because it depends on how your front plays. Like we said, like you guys were saying last week, playing front and back is like at higher levels. It's not a rigid thing. Like there is no like you should be swapping roles if the situation calls for it, right? Um, and I do think that's a difficult thing for. Maybe it is hard for a front to suddenly start playing back if he screws up a little too much, but I think you could say it's hard for a back player to start playing front if they need to, especially if they're playing a lower cost.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
I think.
that's another sorry, but
Mm,
I think that's another reason the 2.5k 2500 cost is kind of dominant because it's a lot better at doing that because it has the boost and the tool set. 2500 cost suits have more boost to work with than a 2000 cost, right? So it's a little easier for them to start taking up a front row if they need to. And we could go into bursting next, but for going on ease, where was I going with this?
I'm surprised. I was actually pretty sure that people would mostly agree that playing back would be easier, but you make a good point.
Well, it's easier in the sense that you're not drawing it. You're trying not to draw attention to yourself, but the reason I would say it's harder for new players to properly play back is because so many of them tend to go nuts and they just go in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're too busy,
So
and they also get singled up by one in for 1v1s.
so one thing I think new players really need to figure to be told is that maybe your job isn't to help win, but to help not lose.
That's
Uh,
a good way of putting it.
yeah, because when you're playing back, one thing you really need to learn how to do is run away. And as we all know, one of the main gatekeepers for properly learning this game is the movement. People, even at mid level, probably have not not optimal movement, even if they know how to you know boost dash and whatever. Is maybe they're
Mm-hmm.
not doing it efficiently or they're still taking bad landings and they're getting away with it because their partner is good enough at covering them.
Yeah.
Then again, that should be your job as not even just as a front or a back, but as a partner in general should be to cover your partner's landings.
That's
Mm-hmm.
fair.
Now, going back to like the suits, what would you say is the difference between a back suit and a suit that has the ability to back?
So a back suit is okay. This is a little hard for me because when you have something like Karudim, he's you wouldn't see him, typically see him as a front, right? Because he's he's mostly ranged. His tool set uh puts him in the longer range. He doesn't really want to be up close. Now, that isn't to say there's no such thing as a ranged front, because a front is trying to take attention, trying to get attention onto himself. So a backsuit is. I'll need you guys to help me out here. I'm losing my train of thought.
Okay. So, I guess in this situation, front suits usually have a lot more oppressive techniques and tools to their trade that allows them to gain momentum. I'm pretty sure
They're better at
backsuits,
forcing actions too.
yeah, I'm pretty sure backsuits have the opportunity to take away momentum from either side, whether it's the front or the partner's back, just sapping that momentum for a long period of time, just to make your front a bit more impressive, as well as laying down a little bit more offense, allows them to be a bit more versatile in kind of taking the lead. So whenever you have like a backsuit that has a lot of space coverage, has a lot of wide hitting attacks, or something that can be unannounced, it instantly shifts the focus to you the back player, which would leave you open to like getting double locked. But in return, if the front notices that they're gunning after you, they could just take it right back and just put it back to square one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like what Vroom Vroom said. A front can draw aggro and not get messed up in 2 seconds. And I would say a back can also draw aggro, but try to delay it as much as possible so you can mentally exhaust the opponents.
Right. When a back draws aggro, they should be trying to get that aggro off themselves, and the front is to redraw the aggro.
Yeah. So it's just going to be an endless cycle of just maintaining a defensive offense that not only runs the opponent ragged, but also allows for more openings to arise. So
I look at it as I look at it like this: a front who can draw aggro and fight back. Most backs, they're not really that good at fighting back while drawing aggro.
Right. And oftentimes, some back suits do have some reliable self-defense mechanisms too. Like, for example, Keradim. He doesn't have a melee attack, but he does have two things. One that has a bit more risk, which is his melee counter, which is his 2B, and his shield bits. Obviously, the shield bits will be the more reliable option because it's a timed defense, which can also kind of dissipate if you're a bit too reckless. But you also have the opportunity to kind of lead in a charge if your front is kind of bleeding a little bit or the front dies first. I guess we can probably talk about the shift of roles somewhere down the line, but I guess the most important thing to kind of pick up on is that some backs can do a decent job of pulling the heat off of them, but as well as getting enough heat to make someone else act erratically, to make them spend a lot more energy chasing you around, wasting time, and just knock them away a little bit more to the point where you're feeding into the front's role, pretty much.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the back's role to draw them to the front.
I guess to probably try to answer my own question. On the other side, you have suits like, say, Freedom, the 2.5 that can pretty much be very versatile, but I feel like his speed and floatiness makes him more of a reliable backsuit. But he could dance around and weave around to certain areas where he can really harass the opponents efficiently. Plus, he also has the seed mode and max boost on, which allows him to recover his boost even in overheat, I think completely, or just at a certain percentage.
50%.
It's half, yeah.
And you could pair that with boost, which kind of makes him even more of like a power player in that regard too. So if say your front 3K dies, you can pretty much take charge for a good moment until your 3K is back into the fray again and just go back to square one. Or even better, you could just even lay down a little bit more offense, pressure the opponent's front, or keep the opponent's back preoccupied long enough for the front to do its work. And it's like Trantam said, some 2.5Ks can do front and back pretty well in some cases. And I'm pretty sure there's quite a lot of them that can do that too.
There's what?
2.5Ks that can both front and back in some cases.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just that it's a lot harder for 2Ks to do that.
Yeah, I guess the way I kind of see it is that the lower the cost, the more risk you're gonna have to take in order to get someone off of you.
I guess that's where the choice comes in, whether you're playing a suit that's more of a dedicated back and a more well-rounded choice.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference between, say, a dedicated back like Sheridan and someone that can fight up front like Stricknor.
Yep.
Unless I'm going crazy.
No, you're on the right.
But
You're on the right path.
it looks like the train of thought that we had here was a bit different because you guys are talking about switching roles, so that's more high level stuff. Me, I'm thinking more in a basic term where it's like you have a dedicated front, dedicated back, and but no, it does make sense because I'm just thinking in a best case scenario situation. But no, you're right because if the 3K dies first, then sooner or later you're gonna have to go up front too.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's for a little bit.
Hmm. But I get okay. Well, I think the reason why I was saying before also why I feel a back has it easier is because a back tends to have to focus on a couple of things. You know, if the front creates a punish opportunity, then the back has to land that punish. If the front overextends a little bit, then you got to cut for them. And then you're also basically staying, and then you also have to stay in formation, as opposed to where the front has to mainly force damage, make sure they die first, and force the formation. You know, they got to be at multiple places at once. Sometimes I feel sometimes they got to be at multiple places at once because they
Mm-hmm.
got to basically force damage. But then if the back fucks up, then they gotta tell their target to fuck off and go help and go help the partner.
Yeah.
Right. So Ladio said, "Can we talk about what supporting means as a back?" And Densuo actually brought up really good thing is getting the knockdowns for your front. Say if a front is comboing one guy and then his partner comes in to cut for him, your front switches off and starts hitting the other guy. You need to start smacking the first guy to get the knockdown. And you know that is a little hard for me to do sometimes because sometimes I accidentally shoot my partner instead.
Well, I
So
think it's when I'm playing a back, for example, when I'm playing. Give me a second. Excuse me.
Okay.
right. So cutting
Shut up.
being, interrupting combos when you're both players should be cutting for each other, interrupting their opponent's combos, but I guess a back is considered the one that does it more often because the front is up forward so often.
Mm-hmm. And I guess also when it comes to supporting, there are some suits that can actually provide some form of shielding, like Excelia, Caradum, Sabanya. Those suits can actually provide some form of special defense to protect them for a little bit. Just give them a bit of a cushion to prevent them from getting knocked down from a distance by the enemy team's back if they're pretty much ranged as well. Hold on a sec.
Everyone's getting interrupted by something.
Sorry about that. What was I talking about? Right. So you can provide a little bit of coverage for your front suits, give them a little bit of extra cushion to provide a little bit more offense, and also peel off any more aggressive suits that may be trying to force an offense to your front as well. So having that ability is pretty strong, especially if you have a suit that doesn't really have a whole lot of range options themselves, like Master or Bale or Epion, to name a few. or to practically name them all, pretty much.
And I guess another thing a supporting player would do is because they're not typically up close unless they need to be. They can see a little more of the stage at once. They can keep an eye on both opponents without having to switch targets.
Hmm.
At the same time, that might mean you're a little too far away from your partner, but we
I'm
can
back.
get
Sorry
to
about
that
that.
too. Yeah, no problem.
No
All
problem.
right, so I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm back. I apologize. You were saying something, or did I interrupt something? I'm sorry.
No. I was mostly finished.
All right, so let me. I'm gonna give an example where you know what? Maybe I should bust out a. Maybe I should post a video also. But then again, I'm terrible. But let me give an example. Like I'm using. When I'm using Hambrabi, I prefer to just. I don't really properly back so much as I'm being a pain in the ass. So where I'm basically just flying around and just taking pot shots, and then if I see a clear opening, then I hit him with the sub. But when I'm using Versargo, I'm very clearly looking for opportunities. I'm basically just patiently poking with the assist to try to land either land a punish or to create 2v1 situations. Because if I'm in a situation where I feel like my partner can benefit from something, then let's say I'll land the assist and engage a 2-on-1, or just land or if let's say for example I land the assist on the opponent, on the opponent's back, then I'm definitely going to go for a hard punish because now I'm going to put pressure on them for overcosting. But if let's say for example I land a hit of the assist on the front, then yeah sure, you can stay there. I'm gonna just go after the back now with the 2v1. But like I want to, I guess with a stronger suit, I want to create opportunities as opposed to or land serious punishes and force situations, as opposed to work with a weaker suit. Then I want to basically just be annoying and stick with the front and let the front create the opportunities. If the front makes the opportunities, then I'm gonna hop in and do what I got to do. And of course that's not really the case for every suit in those costs, but that's usually the general gist of it. Like with Buster particularly, I'll look for opportunities to land CSA, or land one of his, or land the AP armor, the AP shot, the sniper. I don't know. I like to call it the sniper shot.
Yeah, I think it's called like the
Um,
Rusty Nail.
Tom?
I think it's called a Rusty Nail.
Yeah, that one. I try to look to land those like serious punishes, or poke with the beam rifle, with the three-shot beam rifle. Basically, just switching things and just being elusive and being annoying. Um, but no, that's usually what I look for. I think with the stronger suits, you're going to have those ways to create those opportunities for them, and they'll also have those tools to do that hard damage. Like if anything, could probably do. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you're going to do if you look up a video for Versargo chest break right now for Mbon. That's probably what you're going to find.
Okay.
Assist spam, assist spam into beam rifle, or defending themselves with what I like to call the shotgun or the spread shot. Um, and then anytime a key opening lands or appears, land that Garobi. But I feel for supporting as a back, I feel it depends on your suit. The first step is make sure you're following your partner, pay attention, right? Just focus on not getting hit, and when your front creates an opportunity, you're supporting him by enforcing that opportunity. So let's say they're playing Master Gundam and they're landing their melee, then you want Master to just go off on that guy. So at that point, your job shifts to prevent the opponent's back from cutting. That's what it shifts, right? Because at that you maximize the chance, or excuse me, you maximize the damage that your front created. Or in other words, or in other case, if let's say your front is forcing a situation, then you're supporting your front by paying attention to what the enemy's doing. If that person's been in the air for very long, and you're like, you know what, that's a 2K. Master's been pressuring him for a long time. He has to be out of boost at this point. Boom, you land a punish. Even though Master can't create it, or rather, even though Master created the opportunity, maybe he doesn't have the range to actually land that damage. That's you come in, you land the hit, and that allows Master to, for example, protect himself and guard from the opponent's partner, or just basically just land, recover, boost, and then proceed to start pressuring somebody else. I think when you're playing support, you're adapting to what your front is doing, and you're assisting them in enforcing what they're trying to do. Like for me, if I'm playing turn X, I don't know. I personally feel that turn X isn't very good at dealing damage. He has the tools to be elusive, but I don't really see him as a high damage suit. So I kind of rely on my partner to put stuff on the screen. So if I'm forcing my opponent to move, or they're basically wasting their ammo trying to hit me, I need my support to to land something and hit. Because if he goes and, let's say for example, I create an opportunity and my back hits the opponent, and we got the knockdown. Now the opponent, the attention shifts to the partner. Let's say the opponent is trying to pressure my partner now. I'm at a situation where I can help him with bloody siege and throw out the limb funnels and help him out. So it turns into a situation that by the time those limbs are done doing what they're doing, the guy that we downed first is already back up, and we can resume doing whatever we're doing. But I think that's how I look at it when it comes to support. It's enforcing the front's formation, capitalizing on opportunities that the front creates, and making sure that when the if the front has to take damage to create that opportunity, you have to make sure, because at the end of the day, this game is a damage race. You have to make sure you're doing your part with damage. That's just me though. I'm a scrub.
Hmm. Now, when it comes to being a back, what would you say are some elements that they should be aware of when it comes to staying aware of the situation?
You should already know what you need to do when you look at the versus screen.
Right, yeah. So, team comps, know who's supposed to die first. If you need to keep an eye on both players' health all the time, because you need to know who's going to die first and whether or not you can die at all in that match.
Hmm. And what about keeping an eye on the radar, as well as like keeping an eye on like making sure that you're in a position where you can see both players at once instead of being in situations where you're unable to see what's going on the other side of the screen? Because
Mm-hmm.
there are some issues where if you're a back player, you may get blindsided if you're not absolutely careful as to what goes on around you.
Yeah, I think tunneling your vision is a pretty uh difficult habit to get rid of because you do want to double lock someone, but at the same time you need to keep an eye on the other guy too for both players, not just yourself.
Mm-hmm. I think tunneling is arguably worse as a back than as a front, because a front usually has the HP to manage it, to make a mistake and maybe tunnel a little bit, because sometimes again you have to force damage as the front. But as a back, you can't afford that because you're usually not going to have the health for that.
Hmm.
And if you're playing a more dedicated back, you're probably not going to be able to do anything and get bullied to hell if that Bale or that God Gundam closes in on your ass.
Yep.
So you can't afford to be tunneling. That's why I like to really, try to switch targets, switch camera every so often, and really, I feel like this is something maybe some people don't do, but I feel like a lot of people don't really look at the radar. I think Gundam Versus is pretty good about that, because there was like a secondary radar in front of your face,
Yeah.
Yeah, the circular
which is kind of
radar.
which yeah, the real radial thing that was actually kind of cool in Gundam Versus, but we don't have that in this game. So I hope that if anybody who's coming to Mbon from Gundam Versus, please be aware of that.
Yeah, do have to shift your eyes to look at the radar.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like every second counts. So,
That's the kind of stuff that's gonna get you killed.
yep. So, do we have any ideas of like any video examples that we can pull up? I do have something on Versago that I could probably throw on the screen for a little bit.
Post it, boy.
All right. I'll just post it in the Hangar so everybody else can keep an eye out. Just be on the same page. Also, what's good, Butters?
Montepilla.
All right, let's read this first. Get this on screen. Man, what's good, Juggalactus?
This is a weird composition. Sabanya and Versago.
Yeah, this is actually an interesting question that I might want to ask too. What would you be forced to do as a double back team in a situation like
Play
this?
hell back, play
Interesting
neutral.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, you
You'll
gotta
have to.
really. I think that's gonna demand double E burst and lots of zoning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice block. So you see here, they're both keeping their distance. Well, Versago's going a little bit more forward. Um,
They're mostly staying pretty close for the most part too.
yeah.
Yeah, probably try to stay in as much red lock range as possible, but also keep as much of a distance so they won't fear getting meleeed at some point.
Nope, you
So
got the assist.
It's honestly hard to tell who's playing front and back in this particular match.
it seems like
They are going back and forth. It looks like.
yeah, they're cycling just a little bit at a time. I noticed the Bayern is trying to focus attention towards the hot scramble, while the Versago is trying to keep Hyperion preoccupied. But they often switch targets to try and like force some sort of reaction. Just
He's using his MA mode a lot. I need to do that myself now that I'm looking at this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another thing that I kind of end up not doing as much whenever I do.
Yeah,
play as
I actually
Versago.
keep forgetting that it does have that mode where he can hop on his brother's robot and zip around a little bit. I gotta do that more.
Yeah. And you could also use his BC pretty seamlessly too. So that's a nice little option select because you can either throw in the threat of the BC itself,
Uh-oh.
or just fly away, just use your main and just hop off the Asteron. But I think when it comes to a double back team, exhaustion is definitely the name of the game at that point. Make the opponent work as hard as possible, but
That
also
beam. Love it.
Yep. Just make them just pretty much run them ragged for the entire match, even if it's practically close to time over. Just try to not only stay alive but also wear down the opponent psychologically. Yep, exactly. War of attrition, because more likely than not, the opponent's going to make a lot more careless mistakes in order to try and get the lead. And when I was looking up gameplay videos of Zabanya, I've noticed more than I almost noticed more that the Zabanya will always use his shield bits for himself rather than for his partners. Considering how low health he has, it's understandable. And now he uses a shield bit because Versago was at the lowest. But more likely than not, Zabanya was using those shield bits for himself. And it's just pretty much it's pretty much a good game. It's pretty much a good call because you want to keep yourself alive as possible.
If I'm not mistaken, double if time runs out, it doesn't matter. Everyone loses, period, regardless
Yeah, it's
of
considered a loss for both
Yeah,
sides.
it's a loss,
It's okay.
which is kind of funny because in Gundam, whoever, whenever it's a tie, it's always considered as a major loss because of how much resources and how much people have been lost, how many people have been lost in the process. So it really is a loss at that point. Yeah, you're pretty much gonna have to work on retreats as well as maintaining a certain distance, being able to block on reaction, or as well just anticipate what the opponent's gonna do next. But sometimes have certain callouts, like throwing random gyros from across the screen out in green lock, like Versaco's doing. Just throw in some just annoying tools that can allow them to be a little bit more sneaky.
That's a
Man, this
pretty interesting
Versaco.
composition. I actually wouldn't have thought about. We have double fronts, but now we got double backs.
Mm-hmm.
With how much this Versago is challenging this new right now, I feel like he's actually playing front here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just trying to force something, anything. And nearly clipped the new right there. XLABC and new shield, yes, it does. As we saw just now, it does. Same thing could go for the shield bits and the news defense matrix as well. So it provides like an extra layer of defense, if you ask me.
He was playing more aggressively versus the new, and now he's letting the Zabanya go
I
forward a little
agree
bit.
100. I agree 100%, Jug. I think a lot of us have to learn how to block more.
Yeah, in some cases you're gonna have to learn how to block, but it's like Tech
He
said,
burst. Wait,
it's a last
that other guy
resort.
bursted out of that because he got hit with the spread shot and then the assist. So he had to burst out of that because he was dead otherwise.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, blocking is a last resort when you really feel like you can actually get away from certain situations. If your partner's close by, it's a lot safer, but
Oh yeah, true. Because certain suits like heavy arms, they'll keep you in blocks on forever
oh yeah.
if you start blocking, and then and even then, even if you're blocking, your suit will adjust a little bit. Like if you keep getting hit and the person keeps moving to the side, your suit will kind of adjust little by little. But if you're blocking my shots and my partner's behind you, he's gonna hit you.
Mm-hmm. That's an easy guard break right there. And that's the one situation you want to be mindful of because there are some suits that have a game plan that is solely meant to guard break you.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy arms
Yeah, it's the last
more.
option.
Yeah.
You definitely shouldn't be blocking unless like your move. Like if you have moves that have like shot guard, like Alex's beam rifle shot,
Mm-hmm.
or full armor Gundam third phase has that too, then that's one thing. But if you can dodge, you should definitely dodge.
Yeah, it's much more. It's preferable that you dodge more often than you block.
Mm-hmm.
Block if you can get away with it.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes people will not let you get away with it at all.
And like I said, I remember there was a video I saw once in full boost of and that's back when heavy arms wasn't even that good.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it can still freaking keep you in block stun. I think the guy was in burst, but he basically kept the guy in block stun long enough to basically empty out his main, use his other weapons, and then reload his main and keep him block stun. It's pretty wild.
Only dodged at this point, but of course it's not perfect skill. No, that's fine. You're better off dodging. In fact, in these kind of games, dodging is the best kind of defense you got.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly trying to implement melee counters. Melee counters, those are more of like a player versus player interaction. So if you know how certain players interact with certain suits, you might be able to get away with landing more melee counters than not. you might have an easier chance of landing those against, say, newer or mid-level players. But high-level players are going to be looking for that, depending on what kind of suit you're using and what kind of suit they're using as well. If they're using a melee-only suit, they're going to be fishing for counters relentlessly.
So they can eat you alive.
Yeah, exactly. You're just going to eat that humble pie with a straw.
Ouch.
That's how bad it could be. Yeah, especially if you're up against Epion.
Oh, rip. Oh, look at that.
You have to stall the Exia just
So
to make
good.
sure
So
the Exia
dirty.
can't do anything for a bit.
And
So
to also
dirty.
draw the attention of the Harut, too.
That was dirty as hell.
Hey, it's an actual tactic. It's like that one Hope to No Ken meme. You use this as a fighting style, hey, as long as it works. Because that's what you're gonna have to understand at this point. It's okay to fight dirty in this game. Stalling, using cover.
That was them lucky them shield bits real quick.
Yep.
Boop.
Stalling, using cover, stun loops if your suit can actually do it, or anything that takes him to the air, like H3's CC8B or HFX's 8B. Send him high to the sky. Anything like that that has a lot of vertical movement and can stun someone at the same time, which is why Bale is one of the strongest suits, because one of his anti-cut methods takes him to the sky fast. That's why it's better off if your partner's caught in that, just leave him. Try to focus on the back and then just take care of that there.
Punish Bale when he lands, rather.
Yeah, punish Bale when he lands or whenever he's trying to do his finisher. And I think Alter Ace, or Starwind as some people know him as, put out a nice little twit longer on anti-Bale stuff. So I might try
Bale's
to
gonna
find
be
it.
everyone's favorite Unga Bunga suit for a while.
Yep, it's gonna be that until people start realizing Reborns is a menace again.
Or until Lucas Rex is playable.
That too.
Rebornzu.
Reborn's a Gundam. But people are gonna catch on to that pretty fast. Relatively fast. Especially in tournament play. You're gonna see a whole lot of that. Bale's the reason why you're considering using try to find much safer options, I would suggest.
They're gonna look for that.
Yeah, that's the thing. If anything, if you have a suit that has some anti-melee tactics like a whip or a shield or anything like that,
nice, Garo.
It's a much better trade-off than trying to counter someone, especially a melee suit.
That's that good stuff right there, that Garo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a good Bale would more likely use its its main to try and capitalize on bad movement. It's more like a movement check than anything else. If you move wrong, you're going to hold that stun for quite a long time, much longer than his CSA. It's much more reliable than a CSA too because it has a little bit of muscle correction that allows for that to happen.
Okay, they've got a pretty normal team on the other side.
Like 7 sword or full saber?
I think that was
full saber. Yeah. Another suit we're probably going to see a lot of too.
Too many Setsuna suits.
Yeah, there's only 6 of them.
You mean 7 Exia repair? Haha.
Right. So he's kind of moving around, and he's trying to keep both of them in the same view, his view.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Right now, GPO3 is off the screen. He's gonna move around to get him back in.
Yep.
So even though Zabanya is taking like more of a he's keeping his distance, he is attracting more of their attention because Brisago's taking no damage at this point.
Yep, and that's actually the best case scenario.
Yep.
If you the back are still healthy and the front is taking the brunt of damage, that's a good result.
Yeah, because that means that you're in a situation where you don't really have to force yourself to be front.
Yep.
Got kind of two 1v1s going on right now. He's going to focus down the GPO3 while the Savanya distracts Full Saber. And then goes back to double locking when he thinks the GPO3 is far enough away that he can't help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all kiting at that point. Ooh!
But then when the GPO3 comes in, he switches back, and they're separated again. But Full Saber lands a combo on Savanya, so he's going to keep distracting the GPO3, but then partner comes in to save him.
The back turn shot, Lou. Thought he was gonna land a beam for sure.
And now he's just gonna run because Zavanya's low. He's like, you do you. The hill.
The one thing that kind of messes with Brisago is just the leveling of the playing field. Burst. Oh.
Yep, there's the burst. He's using it in a little more evasive way. Used it to refill his boost, and he's gonna run away a little more.
And just draw GPO3
until
far
he
away.
Can punish GPO3.
And the one thing I'm definitely noticing too is there's a lot of synergy between the Brisago and Tabanya as well. They always know when to kind of interact with each other and just capitalize on hitting the partner and prioritizing targets pretty well.
Yeah, they've definitely played together.
Yep. And that's death.
What happened there was like GPO3 used up all his boost step rainbow stepping towards Zavanya. He burst to get it all back, but then when Zavanya blocked, that opened him up for the Brisago.
Yeah, here's another backsuit that I could probably show on stream as well. Masala.
That should be more. That should be interesting.
So the game plan of Masala is two things. Stay in mobile armor mode as much as possible and be annoying as possible as well. Use CSA and just watch the magic happen. His assists are pretty useful in the sense that they could also provide some pressure. But I think his main tool to really land, which gets a nice little benefit in burst, is the Gyros that he has in mobile armor mode. Because in burst, you get 2 shots instead of 1. And they stun, most importantly. Alright, let me link this in the chat as well. I forgot to do that. Unless if you're watching through my stream, that is.
Well, that'll be a little delayed, so I'm trying to get the.
Okay, I linked in the hangar.
Hey, Blue.
Yeah.
I think I saw why you made that Fist of the North Star joke. I see you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at my Twitter real quick. It has Domon as Kenshiro.
The Gundam X one? The double satellite cannons?
Shooting the satellite cannons a martial art? And Gerard's like, hey, long as it works.
Yep, exactly. That's why I made that joke.
That's hilarious. That is legit hilarious.
Yeah, exactly, Zay. Masala definitely has to rely on his mobile armor transformations to really not only cut tracking, but to also put him in positions where he's a bit advantageous in the case that he runs out of boost. But his firepower is immensely great when it's used properly. Because he's more likely going to be staying in the air than any other suit, especially if you're dealing with more aggressive suits. And the fact that his
Wow.
gap 3 assist can also provide a bit of coverage for him and also provide a little bit of pressure, you could practically harass everybody for the entire match.
Masala gives me Macross vibes.
Yeah, he's always transforming.
We'll talk about aggressive suits. There's a Bale on the other team in this match. Like, as soon as Bale looks at him, he's backing off,
Yeah,
and he'll
yep.
harass Strike Nor a little bit.
Yeah, Masala's definitely one of those to say you cannot afford to live, not even once. He was already a menace in GVS because of how accurate his CSA was, along with his AC. His AC in in regular mode was very accurate, and if you combo that with his mobile armor CSA, you pretty much have a land of fire right then and there. Anybody playing full boost at the moment? I don't know. There's usually something that pops up in Endless Evolution, Extreme Evolution every now and then, but I don't know if it's people are gonna be waiting for Max Busan to come online every weekend. So I guess it would be safe to say I doubt it, but we'll see. But I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna be moving on from full boost to max boost at that point once we get closer to the release date. Speaking of which, it's 14 days, 2 weeks technically. I got the countdown running on my. I got the countdown running. That's all I gotta say. Just waiting for the right time. Oh, I haven't really been touching either full boost or versus at all lately.
Not really. I don't really play right now.
Run away from Bale.
I'm probably gonna
Stall a bit. Look at this guy stalling.
sound like a champ.
Jeez, and that.
Yo, this dude is stalling like a champ, bro. Oh man, that is some good stalling.
Yeah. Mixed up his vectors pretty bad. That Strike Nor didn't know how to respond. And that's another thing that we probably need to get across at some point. Vectors, just angles of attack and all that stuff. I guess for a backsuit, being able to mess with certain vectors, or well, I guess in general, messing with people's ability to aim their attack, so to speak, is a really strong skill to have. That's why Brave Commander is somewhat of an odd case, because if he's high in the sky, you're gonna have a hard time trying to counterplay him. And since he has a stall tactic, you're better off trying to focus on someone else, unless you have a suit that could actually pursue him. But do you want to die trying in that process? That's the major thing. And I'm pretty sure Brave Commander type is going to be one of my monsters when it comes to the development of Max Busan. Because it is hard to hit anybody that knows how to use stall tactics pretty well. Pressure.
Imagine fighting fair. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's it's going back to my point again. You're rewarded for fighting dirty. Some people even use like Shagadan as a mental guard break tool too. It's bad manners, but hey, if it's capable of making someone act like an idiot in return, you've already won one battle. And if you successfully shit talk someone, that's another battle won. But that's yeah. I think the one thing that definitely tilts people if you're playing Master around the world. Next episode is about playing ReGZ. If we can find someone to do ReGZ, we could do it. But I think we are dialing back down to 2.5, so I might have to check the poll to see what's next. How annoying is ReGZ in Masala? I could imagine pretty
I don't
fucking
want to deal with
annoying.
that. I don't want to deal with that.
Try to catch me. Try to catch me. Yeah, the ReGZ can handle itself pretty fine even after its BWS is gone. But I'm pretty sure the reason why it's way up there in the tier list is because of how strong it is at first. And even then, the tracking of its moves are pretty stable too. Pretty good, in fact. It's just if you know how to use mobile armor mode pretty well, you might be able to land a lot more opportunities of damage with ReGZ. But it's definitely not a beginner friendly suit whatsoever. Until you use the backpack weapon system, which you could just jettison like from round start with
But why
AC.
would you?
Yeah, why would you? It has a really good super too. It's a focus fire that automatically tracks.
You see, when he 1v1s the Quanta, he's doing it a lot more evasively. He's not actually fighting back that much.
Mm-hmm.
He's waiting for his partner to come to him. I'm back to the video, by the way.
Yep. And whenever Kwanzaa has that Buster Sword, you better be ready to grit your teeth. Because that thing's gonna hit you. That's a pattern already. You mess up your spacing, that's a pattern. You getting too aggressive, that's a pattern. Like you cannot unsee the fact that Quanta has a large paddle to smack someone with. And if you know those anime conventions, you know exactly where I'm going with that.
Nice block from the full city, actually.
Quantize. Wow, the madman. Yeah, that is a pattern. Well, yeah, paddling. I don't know. It's been a while since I last watched The Simpsons, but I think it's a pattern.
What frontage do I like working with? Oh, well, when I play with Mahoko, he usually plays Destiny or he plays Destiny, Strike Freedom God, or a Xenon face, and I can work with any of them. Just, I do have a bad habit of shooting him with G Self's tools.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so it also depends, I think, on the play style of your partner. Mohoko likes to go in a lot, so I'm content with staying a little too far back sometimes. And as a back player, I do think that's a bad habit of mine. Is I'm kind of in the mindset of my partners can handle it, so I'm just gonna stay back, so I'm not in his way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not that's better than getting in the way and taking all the life, well, I guess that is better than dying first all the time.
Yeah.
It's there are times where I'm caught out of position and I can't help him, or I can't land a punish that I should have been able to. So I guess I do like working with melee suits, but when he plays Strike Freedom, I can he he definitely plays a little more neutral because Strike Freedom is a lower health suit with high mobility.
Yeah, it's a
So,
pixie.
yep. So he does prefer to stay not as close, although Mohogo does still play pretty close when he plays Strike Freedom.
It's in his
Not
blood,
everyone
Yeah,
man.
does.
Strike
It's
Freedom
just
only got that 600 health. You gotta be, boy.
Yep, 600 health is no joke, but it means that the suit's versatile enough in order to survive. To some degree.
Nah, I remember there was that time when that she was a top suit.
Yep.
Stall.
Wow.
wow. Missile is
No,
cheap. What?
that was pretty slick. That was pretty slick.
Transform in, transform out, transform in, transform out. Sweep. Get blasted.
Some pretty slick stuff there.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find something on Clip's face or something. That might be a nice little see to look at too.
Missiles are so weird. Wait, who's the Masala's partner?
Sinanju.
Sinanju.
Sinanju's a 3K now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, they also wait in this game. Wait, Maxi Boost on, they can still switch between the two modes, or is it the whole kind of they condensed it?
I think they condensed it.
Okay. I know before it was switch between the two modes.
Yeah, but I think they gave him much
Okay,
more
okay,
assists.
it's one mode. Yep, thanks everybody, appreciate that. I still think his his burst phase is pretty hilarious though.
Just kick rocks.
The first thing I see when I look at full frontal doing a full burst and you see his pose and how he looks is like he's basically saying I'm fucking full frontal. That name is so weird too.
My name is my name.
It's a porn star name, bro.
Pretty much. Hey, he's laying it bare that he's the clone of Char. Well, the mental
I think
clone
that
of
is the
Char.
funny part too because there's like Char clones in the whole Char clone thing is a meme, and then he shows up and he's an actual Char clone.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder, how come there hasn't been a Paptimus clone or anything like that? I mean, his spiritual presence is probably so strong enough that it's inhabiting somewhere or someone. But I guess it might be some sort of side story that we probably don't even know about.
Go help your partner, except when Strike Lord is looking at you.
Everyone's a Kira or Char clone.
Hmm. Masala versus Epi. Oh yeah, that's a messed up. What is this madman doing?
Zex is not like this.
He can't stop the Zex machine, except for Masala.
I'm actually pretty sad that we have to wait more now for for Gundam Wing Abridged. I'm actually enjoying that show.
Hmm. Hey, I put you onto it.
Now that since somebody mentioned Zex, it's kind of funny because like I was like looking at I don't know, I just think it's hilarious. People be doing with the whole with joking around about being in a Cape Club, which they used to say which is why they used to say that why they outrank Lady Un, and then you have they changed the duel between Trays and
And
Wu-Fei
yeah.
into Trays basically being the reason why Wu-Fei stops talking down to girls. Because after he schools him, he's like, "All right, look, you're gonna stop talking to women like that." He's like, "Oh, okay." After he rematches him like 50 times.
I gotta really give a nice big shout out to OP Meats for doing not only the Gundam Wing Bridge, but they've been also experimenting with like the Dragon Ball GT too. So I hope they actually keep things up a bit. And we do like this stuff.
And
I mean,
this
if there's
guy's really annoying. Yeah, I have to say, this guy's really annoying on this Masala, bro.
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Zay is just licking his chops right about now. I know you play Masala, man. I already had to deal with enough headaches with Super Neo's Masala too, so I know that for a fact. In
Yeah,
GVS.
this video is actually kind of making me want to play this suit now.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of good players will make you do that with suits that you never thought about trying.
Yeah, they push the suit to its limits. And I think that's the end game for a lot of suits. Even with like the lower end, lower tier suits, if you find a way in order to push the absolute limit, you could probably even trump against even some of the tougher matchups.
You know, it's kind of why I kind of want to get good with Zaku Kai.
Hmm.
I really like how stupid the grenades are,
Grenades are so cheap.
Oh yeah,
dude. Like especially when you're in burst mode, like those things cover way too much ground.
they
And
do.
then it's like I remember the best way somebody explained it to me. I think it was Might FO. He explained it. He basically said that if you get the hang on the grenades, you're literally able to ignore the basic rules of punishing in this game. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, you're in the wrong in the wrong vector. It doesn't matter, grenade. Like,
Yep.
See,
oh,
so this
you're out of range from a bunch of other weapons. Nah, that's cool, grenade.
Yeah, I think that's the same case with Dragon Gundam too. If you know how to make someone pretty much play, if you play them like a fiddle, they'll be running into your flags consistently, no
Yeah,
matter
Dragon's
which way they
hard as
land.
hell, man.
Yeah, it is hard as hell, but it's definitely rewarding once you actually get it down.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to how to properly use the flags, but like, yeah, it's a pretty satisfying suit to play though. When you win with them, it's pretty satisfying.
Hmm.
This is hard as hell. God damn, that's Reborns, right?
Yep,
Yep, reborns.
these are actually looking kind of sticky for them. But Sinanju's doing a really good job of playing keep away. He's been at the same health for a long time, and I think he's just gonna let Masala have all the lives.
Yep.
He's got one
Yeah.
more burst here. Actually, no, they're still in a good spot considering their opponent's health. They're
And here we
both
go.
really low. They just have to close it out.
You know, this guy's definitely like really obnoxious with that movement on Masala. The other
Hmm.
thing I noticed too on the Versargo video was he was moving to the right, but then when he went to the MA mode, he went to the left. I'm like, okay, I didn't know the MA suits can do that. I thought if you're like moving to the right, then you can only go that way. So I gotta keep that in
No,
mind.
no, you
And
can.
I also just
It's
noticed something. Holy shit, Masala's a lot taller than Sinanju.
Yeah, he is a big boy.
Misala is actually a pretty big suit. It's
Yeah, I think it's
I
like
think it's
the.
just the shoulder pods are like just really that big.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
I
not
think it's
even
what
no, it's all period. It's a tall ass
Oh,
mofo.
it's got long legs, yeah.
I think it's the tallest suit in the entire Universal Century, barring the mobile armors and stuff.
Yo, why
Yeah,
does his
this
Garo
guy's
stun?
really good, man.
Why does his Garo stun?
Holy
That's
shit.
Why does it have
I swear to
stun?
God, man, like high
Why
level
does it
play
have
in this
stun?
game is like looking not, and I'm not even trying to say that to bash anybody, but the differences between seeing like average players and top level play in this game is really night and day, dude.
Hmm. Like this is one of those
Like
games,
shit.
especially with like virtual on as well. When you see the clear level of play
Jesus Christ.
difference, it is definitely clear. You can see all kinds of interesting tactics being employed, the different counterplay, and probably even some interesting techniques that most players would
He's gonna
probably
burst, isn't
even
he? He's gonna have to burst here.
yeah,
Whether I'm
most
like,
players would probably even shudder thinking about using in actual high level situations.
He's gonna do an aggressive burst on his second life because he died first.
Yep.
he just bursted, yeah. Oh,
And
looks
now
like he's strict on.
this is a situation where I can definitely say it's going back to my previous question about a suit that can back compared to a back suit, because Masala is doing a pretty good job at just playing the back role for the Masala.
Yeah.
It's just keeping a distance, circling around as much as possible to try to mess up the formation, have the opponent look in two different directions and just mess them up while letting the back, or technically the back unit, do its thing.
Yeesh.
Because it's more aggressive now than.
Yeah, do me a favor, DM me this video later, by the way.
It's in
Blue.
the it's
Yeah,
in
put
the
in the
Discord.
hangar.
Oh, okay, appreciate that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to study this video a little more because this guy's really freaking good.
Yeah.
Like, damn, this suit seems to be what this is a 2K at that.
Yeah, it's a 2K.
Yeah, it's definitely above his looks. This guy's definitely making this suit look above its weight class.
Oh yeah, it's definitely up there in the tier list too. I'm pretty yeah, I think it's set in stone that no matter what game Masala's in, he is extremely good by design. He was really good in GVS. He was probably really good in the previous games,
Oof.
and he's really good in this one in this game too. It's just takes a lot of practice to try and make him work.
Nice evasion on the Destiny. He's running away because they're looking at him.
Destiny is a pain in the ass sometimes too.
Yeah. See how many matches I've had against Stretch. You'll know exactly this. You'll know the result pretty clean and clear. I hate dealing with Destiny so much because Destiny's just one of those suits where it becomes an absolute bugbear for me because he can play a really good range game, but the moment he starts closing in, he can shut you. He can shut down your evasive movements outright.
Yikes.
At that point, I think he said
We came about to
he's just gonna
die.
let Sinaju die. Huh. Or he
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
he's
was good.
closed
swinging right
out.
here.
Yeah. As soon as I say that, I wasn't paying attention.
I just want this suit to land, damn it, so I can hit this fire pillar.
Misala land? What's that?
Yeah, that's basically you're playing Arcana Heart with this suit. The 4 is lava. But I guess I could also move to the next suit that I want to show on the stream, and that'll probably be it for the gameplay videos and stuff. I'll link it into the hangar as well.
But yeah, this is what was I gonna say the GP03, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are we sure this suit should be a 2K?
It's
Because now I'm looking at this, and I'm kind of comparing it to Hambrabi, which is a 2K I play, and I'm just like, this suit seems a lot more obnoxious.
oh yeah. If a backsuit ain't obnoxious, it ain't doing its job.
Yeah, this guy's really good. I mean, would you guys say that Masala's carrying?
No, I
I.
think the Sinanju is like he's keeping their attention because you see a lot of the times they are trying to focus down the Sinanju, and he's just like kind of smacking them in the back.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Masala, I mean,
Yeah, it's
and whenever the Masala does get locked on, he's just moving away because Masala is a very evasive suit.
Masala combos are bad manners.
yeah, that's pretty much what they are. His side mail is just him just chucking you in the air.
Nah, Egg is like the king of bad manners. I was fighting him the other day, and he's on Blue Destiny. He just grabbed and throws me like 4 times, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, toss, bro. I'm like, okay.
He's just
I'm like,
proving
oh, I
his,
got them a football today.
he's just proving a point. But yeah, Masala is definitely one of those suits that you're gonna have to practice a lot, especially
So
on
wait,
movement.
we've shown a 2.5K, we've shown a 2K back. How
Yeah.
about some 1.5K?
Oh yeah, yeah. I could probably put up Zakukai.
Yeah, Buster's a good
Oh,
back.
Buster. Yeah, Buster might be a better choice. Let me go
The world
to,
doesn't need more Masala players.
or maybe VGZ.
There was a picture somebody posted. It was a fan art, and it
Mm-hmm.
was Sirocco with a girl from Build Fighters.
Hmm.
And it was funny because it had Sirocco with that stupid smirk of his, and he was dressed up as the girl from Build Fighters. That thing was hilarious
No.
because they both have like a similar-ish hairstyle, so they're kind of just I don't remember. It was pretty funny though.
Uh,
Gap
uh,
Philly is cool too, but I never see it. Gap Philly, what suit is that?
it's
In this
paired with
game,
the
it's combined with Marasai. So
Marasai. Yeah.
there's 2 units in one.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so when you die as Marasai, you respawn as Gabsily, but you almost never see Gabsily because people just use the move that lets you respawn as Marasai.
Hmm.
Buster.
But Airmaster prefers playing Gabsily, so he'll take his chance. He'll take the chance to die as Marasai so he can play as Gabsily.
Wait,
Yeah.
when you die, you can't switch?
No, you can switch. It's a manual thing. Like you use I think is charge shot B and you select which one you respawn as.
Yeah. CSB
Okay.
is CSB. You can kind of switch back and forth.
So by default you switch to the other one when you die, but if you want to stay as that, you use CSB.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta wait until we have free battle mode and you can use the bot to kill yourself once, or you're the second player.
Okay, so this one's from like 2017, so I might be able to.
So you bringing up a video or?
Yeah, it's a Buster. I posted it. Yeah. Shoot. Let me. It's like a long intro to it, so you just probably skip to 1 minute 35 seconds. Posted in Hangar.
Okay, 135.
I like playing Buster personally. It's a little hard to get used to, but I like the suit. I feel like it has a lot of tools. It has tools to defend itself. It's just you really better be on point with your boost consumption because it's way too easy to overheat with the suit.
Yep.
Well, it is a 1.5K.
I'm pretty sure you could probably ask Peace Walker a few things about that suit because he uses it a lot. He uses it
Oh
in.
no, I use it a bunch myself. It was one of the few suits that I was really comfortable with in Gundam Versus. I like the suit a lot because you also have moves that dodge and and attack. And I don't know, his Garobi feels really good.
Because you can bend it super far. I think all the suits just have
Yeah,
pretty good
like
gyros.
it bends really well. The startup isn't that bad. I don't know. I think the suit's better. I don't know. I think the suit's pretty good. I like it. Too bad it wasn't a 2K. If it was like a 2K, had a little more boost, then it might be too strong. So that's probably why they did that.
Yeah, I guess that's why they kind of balanced it out to be a 1.5 because in GVS, the fact that it was like 300 was
I don't think
it
it
kind of
was.
made a bit
It
of
was.
sense.
It was a
Okay.
300.
Yeah, it was a 300.
But even then, I still felt like I ran out of boost hella fast.
Hmm.
Well, because 300s were kind of gimped in versus.
Rip.
Yeah, they were pretty much.
That explains it.
Yeah, like I said before, the 300s were pretty much like the 1.5s in a technicality sense.
Oh, don't worry, Kaddish. It may be a 1.5 in this game, but he definitely hits above his weight class,
Hmm.
or at least if you ask me, it does.
I think he's gonna burst soon.
Bing, bing, bing,
Called it.
bing.
Yeah, and he's also really good with shooting burst.
Yeah, that's pretty much the preferred burst to
He
go with.
was aiming at
Yeah, you have to
refresh.
use shooting burst on this. Yeah, I think it's. I don't think it's worth using.
Extend.
Yeah, not at all.
I don't think it's worth using extend on 1.5Ks in general.
Except for like Goof Custom.
I was considering it for Alex, but like on further thought, I'm like, yeah, let me just keep fighting because
Fighting is
the
different, yeah.
movement burst you get, the movement speed you get on it with Chobham on is just absurd.
Yeah. You can't really go wrong with it, actually.
Like just for that alone, it's worth it.
He's gonna
Oof, this
choose
is
to
down to
burst
the
at really
wire.
low life. Nope, he's gonna save it.
Well, he's taking his chances, pretty much.
Ooh.
He's probably gonna burst like right after he respawns to close it, or maybe not. Doesn't have to play risky. He'll let his partner take care of it. Never mind.
Clutch. Gureto.
Great!
Worth mentioning that his partner Avalanche XE is just that suit is.
It's a monster mash.
Plus,
It
he
is.
plays neutral for both of them because Avalanche XE does not play neutral.
No, it does not. It does not. I played so many matches of Avalanche Exia. You have to be a bully, especially with that special.
Avalanche is just about going in.
Yeah, it's about going in.
Yeah.
It actually has a special gimmick where if you use CSB, it's only once per life. But CSB allows you to do like special maneuvers, so you can do a command dash, you could do a fast fall, you could do a fast rise. So you can really close the distance with a lot more efficiency. Because what made Avalanche Exia pretty bad in full boost was the fact that his boost efficiency was terrible, even with the Avalanche armor's super Vernier system.
Doom.
But in this game, the boost efficiency is it's pretty good. So it gives you a lot more room to be more aggressive. His
tracking on those missiles is what?
Yeah.
Which ones? The
Buster missiles. They
missiles?
bend super hard. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't ignore either of them because if you ignore Avalanche, you're gonna get mauled. If you ignore Buster, you're gonna get sniped. You can't win.
God damn, son. spam.
Did he super? Or
Yeah, that was a super.
Yeah, he supered.
Oh, I was like, why is he just shooting at nothing? 1 HP tree. Nope.
Rip.
I mean, he still has a life or a third of one.
Ned's out for life, yeah.
And he's gonna probably burst on Banshee pretty soon.
Yep. Or Nord.
Or just kill him with a arrow. And burst.
Oh, the Banshee.
I noticed he doesn't really switch to sub weapon that often.
Oh, he does.
It's
just pretty fast.
He does.
I think he prefers to stay.
That super though, holy shit! Get deleted, bro.
Yep. The blast radius is pretty helpful.
Homeboy said, "Yo, get deleted, bro. Get out of here."
Mm-hmm.
You nerd.
I guess after this match, we could probably call it for the stream too.
Yeah, you can't really ignore either of them. Yeah, you're right. This is actually pretty interesting.
Yep, like I said before, it's a rock and a hard place. I forgot. Is Buster's main considered ballistic or beam?
His
Because
main is beam.
oh, I was mostly thinking because maybe you probably can bypass G Self's reflector pack, but I guess it might be something else.
Wait, you still spend boost when you're blocking in the air?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
always you spend boost when you're blocking in general.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Buster shotguns are physical.
Yeah, Buster Shotgun's physical, and if I'm not mistaken, it's also a one hit down.
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It staggers. If enough of them hit, then it'll floor. I was thinking about camper shotgun.
Oh, right, right.
Buster actually died in burst, so it's not that great for him. Oh, but he interrupted the. Well, he interrupted, but he shot him out of the satellite cannon.
Yep. Oh, nice blocks. But I noticed how close Buster is just really up on everybody's grill.
He's playing pretty risky.
Yeah.
I think he's choosing to do that in this particular match because he did die first.
Yeah. Ouch.
Probably gonna
Yeah,
be
Avalanche actually is pretty healthy though.
Yep. You can't ignore Avalanche Exia.
Nah, he's not gonna burst right now. There's no point in bursting right now.
Maybe he's trying to create open. That's what I think he's trying to do too. Create as many openings.
Yeah, of course, DX. I knew DX is gonna go after me. He's at the burst right now. Yep.
And he's playing a dangerous game there too.
Nah, I think Buster's actually pretty good at defending himself.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I noticed that he doesn't really use the CSB that often.
Nah, I think CSB is useless.
CSB
or
shotgun.
Just, it doesn't
CSB
have
is shotgun, but the thing is, you also have access to shotgun on
the sub.
on 6 BC, and it's also one of his subs.
same team.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, revenge match.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, so while I noticed Avalanche was hitting DX, he switched off so he could focus on the G self. Gets a nice punish there.
Pew 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 pew.
Jeez, he is still staying up close. I don't think I've ever seen a Buster be that aggressive. Usually they kind of maintain a bit of a range.
Buster's a lot more. Or at least when I play him, I try to stay away.
Yeah,
but he's actually pretty close.
Well, he just took to like 270 damage because of
Yikes!
DX hammer. I think he's gonna.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm saying. I'm like, this guy's playing hella risky, especially when you have a 3K that can kind of delete your ass real quick.
yeah, he can melt you pretty badly. Like again.
Yikes!
Well, he just narrowly missed that satellite cannon, and he was gonna burst get it.
Yeah, it always surprises me just how big of a freaking hitbox that damn thing has.
Just do it.
Yep, just do it. And doing it well.
Well, he didn't immediately get. He managed to move a little bit before he got shot. But he'll get his burst like really soon.
Nice, spawned into a hit immediately. Oh,
the video.
Yeah, the video.
Rip.
Capture card, please.
Yep, that's 2017 capture card.
Well, we don't know what happened, and now he's missing 300 life.
Yep, probably got hit by
2 HP.
All right, that's gonna be his last burst. So, this is actually really dangerous.
Oh, yeah, Exy has nothing.
So Exy is gonna have to run, and he's gonna avoid DX for a bit, but probably try to collapse on G-Self. Because G-Self is gonna
me too.
And then he's gonna have a bad landing there.
Yeah, that last landing just was it. Rip.
But yeah, I guess there's various different ways to play back, but I guess with those examples that we've shown, it shows that sometimes you might be rewarded with being a bit more aggressive at times, but also being mindful of what your strategy with your partner is. But I guess that's mostly more common when it comes to you having a team composition with your partner. Because if you try to do this with random people, it's gonna be hit or miss. Because they're not gonna really catch on to what you're doing in full nature.
Go get your shit wrecked, boy.
Yeah.
Communicate with your partner, and you'll have a lot more success.
Mm-hmm.
That's what comms are for, baby. That's what comms are for. That's what the comms are for, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Use them or lose. Use them or, well, get wrecked. The choice is y'all.
You want the easy way or the hard way?
You can't have my booty!
Avalanche XES says otherwise.
Oh, what happened?
Avalanche XES says otherwise.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think we can probably wrap things up here.
I think so. That was fun. That was actually interesting. I was expecting to just really have a one-track mind on this, but no, I came away with a different thought process for this. I think this is very educational.
Yep, more educational than PBS. Aha. That's just taking away from them too much. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, this is good. This is good. I think this is definitely a good thing. I do think a beginner could probably start by backing, but at the same time, be prepared to front. Don't be afraid to front, because if anything, you should play them. You should. I think this is what's important, to be able to play both roles. Because even if you're a dedicated back, there's going to be times when you're going to have to front.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to want to know what your suit can do and what it can manage in those situations when you're forced to have to be up front and create on either and make something happen and make the impossible possible.
Do the impossible, do the unthinkable.
Or just go in and mash.
No, that too. Row, fight the power.
All right, so on that note, I think this was actually pretty fun.
Yep, I definitely agree too.
Just say thank you to everybody that dropped by. This was very fun today.
You have any parting words, Chucks?
When is this freaking game coming out?
2 weeks.
The game, you idiots.
Release the games, you idiot. But let me find the actual post so everybody can.
I'll just throw down the account in chat.
Yeah. Because it's hilarious seeing that every single time. This man is a saint and a scholar of just being what he is.
Absolute legend.
Has the Magna Carta in the background.
EXVS management is fucking incompetent. I pray daily to the god of Kagoshima that everyone involved will be like, what the hell?
Right, so if you look at his replies, tweets and replies, that's all of his responses are from around the end of April, which is when the closed network test happened. And that was, you signed up, you did a survey for a chance to play the game for a single weekend at the end of April.
Yeah.
Clearly this guy did not get in. I guess he wasn't that happy about it.
Diablo. So homeboy was just basically butter over. He said, "No, you idiot, you scum." So basically, this guy was butthurt because he didn't get into the. Oh no, yo, the salt is real.
I'm
Yeah, that
like,
Rose Tico face.
I don't know why he started tweeting in English, because all of his other this guy's clearly Japanese.
Yo, PJ Salt.
This is PJ Salt.
Yo, I need more PJ Salt in the chat for this. Hold on a second.
It was only at that point that he starts talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, the salt is real. Holy shit, dude.
It's like everything just random, just normal random stuff.
Yo.
Until April of 2020. It's when it all goes down.
Yep, that's like the explosion point of what happens.
This is just you know what we need to you know what video I need to see now. I need you to post a video of Russian hockey Jesus.
Wait, what?
It's only game. Why do you have
yeah?
to be mad? Yo, this dude is mad.
What is that in response to? Like, what's behind that?
Yo,
Let me see.
Yo, this dude's assault is on another level. Holy
Well
shit,
played,
dude.
Greater Kagashima Reich. Thanks for the carry. I think he was
It's
playing
to a
like
locked account, yeah.
yeah, I think it was probably to like FIFA or something.
Yo, my dude, you need to chill. La
January
sal es
17th.
verdadera.
February. March,
Apparently
April.
something happened on Twitter with check marks. Like apparently a hack was found and check marks couldn't post.
Oh, it's the Bitcoin address thing.
Yeah.
I'm not really paying attention to that, but it's
April 27th. Let's do some machine translation. We'll end the network test for the purpose of confirming the network connection status. We will express a deep gratitude to all who cooperated in the test. We look forward to your continued
Así mismo,
report.
compadre. Deja que la sal ruegue por usted.
So what?
Oh my god.
He was so mad that he decided to learn English just to grill him.
Yeah, that's some pretty serious salt, bro.
Yeah, he is dedicated to just shitting on them. And poor Captain trying to research.
I don't know whether I should feel bad for him or if I should respect it.
I mean, the game is available for everyone now, and it's like, it was only 2 months that you couldn't play the game.
Come on, dude, calm down. It was a closed beta test. Some folks got in, some didn't. It's not the end of the world.
Just enjoy it when it comes out. Patience is a virtue. Having intention on the internet is going to make the wait any less arduous. Isn't it crazy how many times you can apply? It's inexcusable.
Dude, homeboy really wanted to crack out.
Oh yeah, he really did.
It was only a single weekend too.
Yeah, it was only a secret.
Like right now, we can play it every weekend, and it's open to all. You know
and
what? That means it worked. That means they listened to him.
Yeah.
The trial section is open.
I'm pretty sure that was the reason why everything got opened up because of it. Because of him. Because of
it was all thanks to him.
Of course it was.
Yeah. I Kit Claw was the hero. The hero that we never expected to have. That's just it.
Of Gundam.
He is legit the savior of Gundam Max Busai.
Oh, yo, this is
based I Kit Claw.
Yo. Damn, dude, the gun. Yo, I'm really starting to think like this game really is a fighting game. This really is. Gundam Versus really is a fighting game because honestly, the only thing that I've seen that generates more salt than a fighting game is MOBAs.
Oh yeah, mostly because of the rules too, right? Or is there something else? Also, Jugalactus, GZ, are you still here? I'm pretty sure you could answer that question pretty succinctly. You know how much salt flows into the group chat, for sure. I don't know, you can probably ask Seiji about it too, if he's in the chat or not.
Yo, salt, bro.
But the salt is universal with this game. It is universal everywhere.
La sal es verdadera.
Mm-hmm.
No. Like I said, bro, it's like Russian hockey Jesus said, why you have to be mad?
It's only a game. Yeah, let's actually run that. But I guess we could also close it off there too.
Yo, I'm still laughing at how salty this guy is for not getting into the closed beta. I have to assume he only thought that this was gonna. Oh, yo. wasn't even anywhere near that mad when I didn't get it. Because I'm like, yo, wait, we had to sign up for this. I'm like, oh, oops.
Yep. Yeah, that's the same
I'm like,
thing.
fuck.
It's just, oh, I
I'm
missed
like,
it.
fuck, I can't play it. Oh well.
It's only.
Well, I was like, maybe it's for the best that I don't play right now. I can wait. It's okay. 2 seconds later, hey, we can play in the beta if we pre-order. I'm a pre-order. I got it. Let me in.
Yeah, what happened to our sleep schedules that weekend, Blue Shift? They didn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, it got fucked. It got royally. If I could put it in a way that everybody could understand, from my perspective, just imagine.
Yo, raise that volume though, bro. Did you raise
Just-
the volume on that video?
Okay. Let me.
It's only a game.
Why didn't nobody send him that video? That's what I want to know.
I guess he didn't want to incur the wrath of Kagoshima or something like that.
Yo,
The god of
homie.
Kagoshima.
The god of
My
Kagoshima.
dude, you need to chill.
I mean, that's what Captain tried to do, but you just
Only-
blew right past
only
him.
Game. Why you have to be mad?
Whew, man.
Oh my god. Yo, this.
But yeah,
yo,
basically
I'm
my
done.
sleep schedule was like an already soggy graham cracker and just putting it against like a garage door that's closing. By that point, my sleep schedule was already messed up.
Yo, my man was beyond butthurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was fucking completely ass blasted. All right, I think I'm done. That was good. Checks, you my homie, bro. As much as I still hate you, though, but you my homie.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, someone tried to make us hate each other too, but that didn't work out.
Nah, I'm kidding. Checks a dude.
The only place where we can hate each other is in the game. Everything else is just all love from here on out.
I mean, come on, Check suffered through Gundam NT with us, so he's all right.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah, we got,
that disappointed sigh.
Yeah, we are definitely gonna have to do a narrative stream. We're gonna have to do a
Oh yeah, we
narrative
gotta
stream
bring
again.
Latios too.
Yeah, we have to. It's been a while since we last did like a regular episode of Day in the Hangar, but we are definitely gonna do a Gundam narrative retrospect. We're gonna rewatch it.
So, the funniest thing is the three of us did watch part of the movie before it came out too, at Anime NYC the previous year in 2018,
Yeah,
and then we watched the movie.
yeah.
So there's that.
Man.
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna need to rewatch it at some point just to make it fresh in the mind.
I think the best thing to come out of that movie was the fact that we ended up finding out that they're gonna make an animated version of
Hathaway's Flash.
Boltroika's children.
Oh yeah,
Hathaway's Flash.
That's good. Oh, my bad. You're right.
It,
Hathaway's Flash.
well, we
It's
knew
just
that.
that-
It's just they showed the teaser at the end.
yeah.
Oh,
think
my
that-
bad. That was news to me. My bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Let me
Okay.
correct myself. That was news to me. But then, oh man, animation quality for it wasn't bad though. The animation quality was good.
It was all right. I still have some issues with the way that movie looks. But
Yeah.
that's
I mean, if
Toei Anima's
anything,
problems.
I mean, it also confirmed that what's his dumbass name was alive.
Benager.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't get
Yeah.
completely absorbed by the Psycho Frame like Amuro did.
Won't judge. What are we gonna do? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Thanks for dropping by, Checks, and everybody else who also dropped by, so we can talk and go over videos and be inspired for the next round of Gundam.
Yep. We're just gonna have
see you
to.
this week.
Yeah, we're just gonna probably try to figure out what would be the next suit to cover, or if we're gonna just do a regular episode. Probably do an episode on like the new player experience. So if anybody knows
That'll
any
be
new
interesting.
players that would be happy to hop on, just send them our way. My Twitter is at blueshift09, and with Denso it's at Densuo. You could probably put that in the chat too, but oh no, we're probably gonna see what we're gonna do next. But I'm I might be actually more interested in doing the narrative episode.
Wait, now that I think about it, no, the narrative Gundam is not in Mbon, right?
No,
it
it's
was
not.
put
It's in X
into
versus
8
2.
versus 2. Yeah.
Yeah, because where I think it's a pretty stupid suit. If they backported that, I would not play this game.
It's a 2K if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2K.
Looks weird.
It does. But
What's it supposed to do?
It has NTD mode as a 2K.
That sounds interesting.
It has a lot of stuff, I think. That's why you see him a lot.
mhm.
He just has way too much stuff.
I'm surprised the Sinanchi Stein hasn't made the cut too. But I guess that might be something
Don't
in
give
the
him any
future.
ideas.
He's like, stop it! Don't do it! He's
Don't
like,
do
shut
it!
up, Bloom. Shut up,
Don't
Bloom.
do it! Please, don't do it! But yeah, we might as well just cut off here. It always happens. We just ramble off when it's supposed to be ending the stream, but it just keeps happening.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Nah, not one bit.
Once we're done, just having like a good last minute ramble where we're just being goofy and laughing about dumb stuff. I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
It's organic.
I think it's good because we're keeping it organic. I think that's great. But nah, seriously though, thanks for dropping by, Checks.
Yeah,
Let's definitely do this again, and everybody else definitely do drop by, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace, fellas.
All right, peace out.
See you around.
So I might as well proceed with the debriefing. Just let you guys go from here on out, and I'll probably send you guys to another stream. Just need to figure out which one. So let me hit you with this. Hold up. Well, hope you guys and gals enjoyed the stream today. Definitely was a fun topic to go over for sure. Also pretty informative, and hopefully you guys and gals took something from all this. Big thanks to Chuck's Guy for stopping on by and participating. His in chat is on Twitter is just simply at Chuck's Guy. So you can probably check him out. There's also usually streams with Mahoko as well, or just usually hops on the voice chat. But hopefully in the future we might get back together with Waypoint Cafe. Just finally have that moment when Maxi Busan is out and everybody can get together and play and have some nice tournaments. Something that we really dearly miss. But Corona-chan is not gonna make it easy because everybody else is being stupid as all hell and not being mindful of each other. So, my message to you guys and gals, be excellent to each other, be kind, be smart. See ya. I'll probably send you guys to Majin Obama. Or, let me see. Or rather, I can send you guys to Shu now. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Peace.